Yo, welcome back. SJB here from SJB Speaks. And yeah, I'm tired. I just finished cleaning dishes, so I'm exhausted now. But anyway, it's been a very busy day. I'm here with episode 4, which is called Plant Seeds in Faith and Not Fear. And okay, so here's the passage. So if you're new, welcome. How it starts is I start with a reflection, and then I add a passage from the letter, right? So this is from letter number 20, Do It Scared. All right, so when you plant a seed, you have to do so in the spirit of faith, not fear. Write that book, record that podcast, paint that portrait, launch that business, build your vision. And I think for most people who have ever created something, right, there's that moment of pure excitement about what you're creating. Excuse me. And then there's that moment of utter fear and panic and just terror because you think about what if this doesn't work. And so automatically when you start from that point, you've kind of defeated yourself. And this is something that took me a long time to figure out. Like, I used to think that everything was going to basically not go according to plan. And so I should always be prepared for things not going according to plan. And so when they wouldn't go according to plan, right, I was always prepared for that. But when they would go according to plan, oftentimes I wasn't prepared. So there was a lesson in both of those instances. But, I think about the seeds that I've planted. I think one of the seeds that comes to mind right now is really my book, Letters to a Dreamer. And this really isn't a plug. I say that because there were so many moments where I was reviewing certain letters and I'm like, am I really going to put this in the book? Am I really going to share this? Am I really going to, tell people this? Because remember, those letters were only meant for me, right? Well, I guess they weren't because now they're out in the world. But, that was a struggle. So one of the most gratifying things for me is hearing people say that they were impacted by the work and then hearing about how it impacted them. For me, that is what brings me the most joy. But that was a seed that I definitely had to plant in faith, and not fear. And that's not to say that fear isn't going to come up. Fear is very natural. So it's going to come up. You're going to have moments where you're just uncertain, and in those moments, I would say find something to be grateful for, and then find something else and find something else until you can find some joy and create from that space, because creating from a space of scarcity rarely gets you, it doesn't get you what you want. Even if you get what you want, you don't get what you want, It always comes at a price. But I say all that to say that on your journey, all of us, we have a different path that we have to walk. But on your journey, there will be, moments where you're planting seeds. And when you're planting those seeds, don't do so from a place of fear. Have absolute faith that it's going to work out, because it is going to work out. And don't see it any other way. Only see it working out. So I'll give you guys an example in real time, because as I was kind of meditating on this over the weekend, I knew that I was going to record it today, but the message really resonated with me in terms of showing up from this space of having no fear, right? So I had a very big meeting And it went really, really well, right? And so I realized looking back that it was the way that I showed up in the space, you know, supremely confident because I had prepared, right? Number one. But number two, it was because in my mind, I didn't see the meeting going any other way. You know, I only saw it going one way, and that's the way that it went. And so it's to me, it was immediate proof, you know, like this is how we need to approach every situation now, that it's going to work out, and it's going to work out for my good, and it's going to work out better than I expected. So if there's something that you're waiting for, something that you need to work out, have faith that it's going to work out. Have faith that it's going to work out for your good. Have faith that it's going to work out better than you even imagined that it would, you know? And don't hold yourself back. You know, when I say write that book, I mean write that book. I mean, listen, I think I mentioned this in another video. When I released that first edition of Letters to a Dreamer, I mean, it was terrible. You know, I thought that I had captured all my typos. I thought that I had, no, it was very imperfect. Now I love the imperfections. There are still imperfections in the book, but I love them now because I was thinking about it recently. I was reading a letter and it was a very minor like typo, but it was driving me crazy. Then I thought to myself, you know what? No, that's human error. And in this day and age with AI and all this other stuff we got, you know, human error is going to be how we know that someone actually created something versus just typing a prompt. Nothing against the prompt typers out there. I'm not an AI hater or anything like that. But, you know, I think that you can't get caught in perfection paralysis. You can't let fear beat you out. You know, you have a story to tell. That book is already in you. Your experiences and life is trying to pull it out of you. You know, each experience that you face that seems so terrible, and that, you know, and don't get me wrong, I'm sure there have been terrible experiences. I'm not taking away from the experience, but I say all that to say that experience is a chapter in that book, right? It's a story that's going to help someone else overcome. Remember, we've talked about you doing your work and showing up for yourself and how that's tied to someone else. You know, them seeing you do it is going to inspire them to go out and do it for themselves. So I say all that to say that, sorry, I just got a text. Who just texted me anyway? Let me see. We'll be right back after this commercial break. Looks like it was Sammy. Okay. I keep doing this thing where I thought I text Sammy back and I did not text Sammy back. My apologies, my friend. I will text you back this time though. But anyway, so I say all that to say, stop waiting. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be the right time. It's in you. Get it out, perfect it as you go, you know. And just know that you're planting a seed. Even when you do things like that, even when you just take that step and just do it, that's an act of faith. You know, it's an act of faith. It's an act of faith that is the size of a mustard seed. And we all know that faith the size of a mustard seed can do what? Can move mountains. Okay, so here's what I want you to capture from all of that I just did. Because you guys know these are pretty loose. I mean, we're just talking, and hopefully you can take something from it. But I say all of that to say, whatever you do, just know that you're called to do it. You were made for it. Show up like you were made for it. You know, have the kind of faith that says, I was made for this. And Just keep believing, keep going. You know, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on your dream. Don't give up on your vision or your calling or whatever is in you that is trying to come out. Don't give up on that. You know, hold on to that. But yeah, listen, that's all I got for y'all. So until next time, be well, stay safe, and many blessings. Oh, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Go buy the book, you know, all of that. Follow me on this journey. But yeah, until next time, be well, stay safe, many blessings, peace.